everybody, and welcome back to the channel and another episode of Dominate Every Aspect. In this week's episode, I wanted to talk about cardio. For those of you who have been following along on my journey thus far, know that I haven't mentioned cardio once. There hasn't been any talk about it, and I feel like I probably should have covered this a little bit earlier in an earlier episode, but here we are. Just for the record, I'm still not doing any cardio, and I don't plan on doing any cardio for a very long time. And that's just me personally, and I'll kind of get into why I'm doing that and why I don't recommend doing a lot of cardio at the beginning of prep. Of course, some people might say otherwise, but I'll give you my opinion on it. So, the reason why I haven't been doing any cardio is that my weight's been going down pretty steadily, just with diet alone. Some people need the extra energy expenditure to get their weight to move. Me, on the other hand, I feel like my workouts are intense enough, my activity level throughout the day is high enough where I don't need to be doing any kind of extracurricular cardio. I'm not necessarily tracking my steps every day, but I do try to get around and move a lot. Here's going to be spring, summer in a little bit, and we tend to go on like more walks, more bike rides, things of that nature. We go hiking, so my activity level is going to be on the rise, so I feel like I still won't even have to do cardio for many weeks now, even though I'm still going to be actively pursuing fat loss coming up. So what I like to do for a lot of my clients is let the diet do most of the work at the beginning. Now, some people might say that when you're at a higher body fat percentage, when you're eating more at the beginning of prep, when you have more energy to expend, that's when you should be really hitting the cardio hard. Now, my thought on that process is, although that is correct, where if you have a higher body fat percentage, more fat to burn, you're eating more, and you could put more energy towards cardio, why not put that towards weight training, and why not just nail your diet and let the diet do the work for you and not have to burn through as much cardio. And there's some different understandings of what cardio does to your muscles, and if you do too much, obviously you're going to start eating in to the lean tissue. When you're in a surplus or when you're just starting prep, you won't eat into it as much, but you could still lose lean tissue even at a higher body fat set point. So I try to minimize cardio. I've actually had people go through preps on like little to actually no cardio before, and we just let the diet do the work. We make sure the intensity level in the gym is high. I'm just not a huge fan of cardio. I know some coaches love to throw cardio at their clients, and I just feel like time can be better well spent in the gym for the caloric expenditure. Now, there does reach a point, and it's to the individual. A lot of the times I feel like my bikini clients or my smaller figure clients, they do have to do more cardio just because they don't have as much muscle mass. So they could work out to the hardest they can, but they still need to increase their energy expenditure, so that's when we throw the cardio in. Also, being a little bit smaller, they just can't eat as much. So there reaches a point where you don't want to take away any more food, so you do have to start throwing in a little bit of cardio over the top. Now, the goal is, at least for me, is to rely on mostly weight training and mostly diet, but when those numbers start to get a little bit lower, that's when we start to increase the cardio. Now, everybody is different. I've had some people tell me from the very beginning that they absolutely love doing cardio, which just blows my mind. I'm definitely not one of those people, but if they tell me they do not mind cardio, they would rather do more cardio than me take away their food, I'll keep that in the back of my head, and I might actually give them more cardio because I know it's not going to beat them down. On the other hand, I've had some people tell me from the very start, I hate cardio, I feel like death after, I feel like we all do, but it really just beats me up. So those people, I will hold off cardio as long as I possibly can. So it's going to be a little bit of individualized, because at the end of the day, we have to put our clients first with what they are able to sustain, right? If I have somebody tell me that they can't handle a lot of cardio, at least mentally or physically, and I go to give them a lot, it'll probably break them, and they'll probably eventually just quit because they don't like doing it. On the other hand, if somebody tells me that they love cardio and all I do is take away from their diet and not give them any cardio to help them lose weight, then I wouldn't really be helping them out in the long run. And once again, they might stop because of just frustration from having to eat so little. So if you're a coach out there, you have to listen to your clients too, but you have to be able to make the hard decisions at the end of the day. Now we'll get back to me to finish here, why I'm not doing any cardio. I'm also one of those guys who just doesn't like to do a lot of it. I feel beat up afterwards. I prefer more of like a steady state. Like for me to go on like a bike ride or like kind of like an intense hike, I would much rather do that than do like sessions of HIIT because I feel like my recovery, at least in my past preps, have not been as good. Will I incorporate some? Potentially. Honest to God, I would really, really like to do this prep without having to do any cardio. And that doesn't, cardio in a sense that, like me going on a HIIT bike or me going on the treadmill or the elliptical. I just don't enjoy it. That's one of the things, not necessarily that you have to enjoy every aspect of prep, but it's probably my least enjoyable aspect is just, spending 30 minutes on an elliptical and just not doing anything. It's almost like torture for me. So I will delay it as much as I can. Obviously, my food is still very high. I'm actually coming off of a diet break right now, so I'm going to put my numbers back where they were. Even though they are decreased, they're still very high in comparison. So I'm going to let the diet do most of the work, and hopefully that in turn will help me keep as much lean tissue as possible. If and when the time comes, I'll probably just start with like missed cardio, and I probably won't do HIIT, if necessary, but that's going to be more of a feel. And once again, that's more of an individualized thing where some people just handle miss, LIS, or HIIT better. So hopefully you guys are not going to do a ton of cardio in your prep. Let your diet do most of the work. That's my recommendation. And then sprinkle in cardio as a tool in the later stages to help you spur weight loss. So as always, guys, keep dominating every aspect. I'll see you soon.